Hi, it's Jason Godbey from No Rest for the Weekend, and I am here on the red carpet of Soho International Film Festival with Adrian Stewart, the director of Diminuendo, which premiered here last night at the festival. How do you feel to be here?
It's been fantastic. This has been a great weekend. This is a great festival. We've had an amazing time.
Give us a little. Give me like the synopsis of the movie, or give me like the log line. Give me the Hollywood log line for the pitch of the movie.
So if you imagine that it's the future, the very near future, and we've got completely lifelike, realistic robots that don't necessarily think. They're not AI, but it's a toy that you can program to use and to think and to move and to do whatever you want to do with. And a company starts licensing the life rights of dead celebrities to do that. Our movie is about a director who gets hired to direct the movie of his dead girlfriend's life, who killed herself 9 years earlier, starring a robot that replicates her. And over the course of the movie, he becomes obsessed with the machine that replicates her and becomes convinced that she's really in there.
I saw the movie last night. I liked it. I thought, my first thought was, why would somebody do this? Like, when he's in that place, I'm like, why would somebody take this assignment? But I think you answered it well. Is he's desperate, right? He's kind of at the end of his rope in the beginning of the movie.
It actually wasn't that, and that was a big talking point, is how...
Why would somebody take this job?
Well, why does he take that job?
Right.
You know, at what point does he decide that he's going to do it? As he says in the movie, when he finds out what the job is going to be, he says, I'm only taking the meeting so I can tell them to go F themselves. I mean, I'm not... he's not interested in doing it. He already knows he's not going to do it. The problem is that then the life doll, as they're called, walks in the room, and it's her. He's seen her again now. She's right there. He just saw her alive. How can he walk away from that?
He can't help himself.
He can't help himself. He has to do it because it's Cello. She's there. He saw her. So how can he not do it then?
And if anybody's going to do it,
exactly,
it's got to be him. So in this movie, we've got Richard Hatch, Walter Koenig, and a newcomer, Chloe Dykstra. So this is Richard Hatch's last film. He goes to some interesting places in this movie. He's sort of a tortured soul. How, working with him, how did you get him to that place, or how did he get to that place?
Richard is one of the... I mean, it's not hyperbole. He really is one of the greatest actors I ever worked with. And I can't take any credit for anything he did. I mean, I'm a very lazy director. So my directing style is cast the right people, 70% of your work is done, and then you just sit back and make sure that they're in the light. And really, that was kind of what we did with Richard. The only thing, you know, we had to let him know how many run-throughs we were going to do of something for camera so that he didn't blow it all on the take. Because super emotional stuff, when he really, really went for it, he'd be good for one or two, and then it starts to fade. But he would give you just everything on those couple of takes. But he could do it when you were ready, you know. And so as long as Richard knew, you know, we're in the shots where it really matters, swing for the fences, and there was no direction. I just let him do what he was going to do.
I imagine because the movie is shot out of sequence, I imagine you'd have to tell him, okay, this is where we are in this scene where, you know, you're at this level as opposed to, you know, his beginning of his journey kind of thing. I'm sure there was like a roadmap that you're giving him.
Yeah, we tried actually in the schedule to make it a little easier in that wherever possible, we never mixed the past and the future, because none of the movie takes place in the present.
Right.
We never mixed the past and the future on the same day of shooting. So he was either Haskell in the past before she had killed herself, or he was Haskell post-suicide. And so that kind of helped. He knew where he had to be, and he knew where he was in those moments. But yeah, we always had to go through the schedule and go, you know, okay, here's the big day. Tomorrow's a little lighter. Then, you know, sort of rampant.
So you have Chloe Dykstra, who's playing cello. What's the last name?
Cello Shea.
Cello Shea, which sounds like a total Hollywood name. It's very appropriate. I thought she was great in the movie. So Chloe is playing essentially a dual role because she's playing cello, the real cello, the movie star, and then she's playing the robot version of cello.
Right.
So how were you able to work with her so that we knew, because you jump around in time so much,
Sure.
how do we, and I thought she was brilliant because I knew by looking at her when she was artificial and when she was real and when it was past and all that kind of stuff. How did you guys achieve that so that we knew who she was when we were seeing her?
Well, we did the same sort of thing with Chloe, performance-wise, which is we never had her playing the doll and cello on the same day. Each day was either the doll or today you're cello. Today you're the doll, today you're cello. On top of that, obviously there was a lot of rehearsal work, and then Chloe went in and created her own rules for the doll and how the doll operates. Things that I can only breathe every time I count to 30. The doll only blinks every 20 seconds. Rules about, she follows people's eyes, and when does she switch eyes from who she's following, or, she talks, she looks at whoever's talking. Whoever talked last, she keeps looking at them until the next person talks, and then she looks at them. So a bunch of things like that. And then there are little tricks that we did. For instance, the doll has very different makeup. Getting her ready to play the doll was a 2-hour process because the doll is all airbrushed, so that the doll is as perfect as can be and nothing ever changes. And cello's makeup is a little bit more hippy-dippy slapdash,
What do you want people to come away with when they see this picture?
I just want people to come away thinking. We've had a lot of people ask a lot of questions about what happens after the movie, and, does the doll think? Does the doll not think? Does this, does that? And my answer is, I don't know. What do you think? That's not my job to tell you that. I know what I think, but I don't know what you think, and you don't get to know what I think. So I just want people to come away thinking about it. I want to, it's just like a large part of the movie, because Cello kills herself, is about suicide. And people have asked us, do you feel like you're glorifying suicide? And I said, no, I feel like we're telling a story about suicide.
I don't think it glorifies it. I mean,
would hope not, but you never know. I mean, theoretically, suicide is one of those, I've been told now, I've had it explained to me, that suicide is one of those conversations that by having it, you glorify it. And I thought, well, okay, screw that, we're making a movie. If this is the story I'm telling the story the way that we think we need to tell the story, and people can decide what they want. And if people argue about it, then great.
Adrian, thanks so much for coming. And is there anything that you want to say in terms of where people can find the movie? Where is it coming to another film festival soon? Where can people see this thing?
There's nothing I can confirm right now. We're definitely going to be in more festivals. I can't confirm any of them yet. The movie will be being distributed in some form probably before the end of the year. We'll know what it is. The best place to watch is diminuendomovie.com, which is the website, and news will be there as we're able to give it.
Great. Diminuendomovie.com. Adrian Stewart is the director, and we're here on the red carpet Soho International Film Festival. It's all about independent film. That's what the show is about. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.